Ooh. Very nice.
This is a dangerous group that we're dealing with now.
Nice.
Whose volume's up? Oh, never mind. Mine is. Get your beer, brother.
You know what? I'm going to get mine too. I'll be back.
Jared, you can hear us through the intro? Go get your beer there, Ryan. Go get your beer there, Ryan. Oh, yeah, you can hear us. That's funny. Hello, all.
This is a dangerous group that we're dealing with now.
That's on Swank's end, and he just went to go get a beer. So, welcome everybody that's on the show right now. You'll hear me talking just for a second. Just went to go get beer.
This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
So be careful what you say, Ryan. Apparently, we can hear us through the stream already. I know.
What's up?
We were going to talk bad about Jared, but we can hear us through the stream right now. So just be careful what you say. I'm gonna stay silent until I can get Swank to turn this off real quick.
I got my Diggs jersey on, ready to roll.
I got my new Jim Kelly. You've seen, and those are listening, what K Smith does sponsors. He's legit. He does promotions all the time on Facebook, and I've gotten all my jerseys from him, and it's legit, cool, fit well. None of those crazy looking buffaloes with the stripe halfway back. Swank, they can hear us through the stream already, my friend.
Good stuff.
Well,
what's up, guys and gals?
We're going
Ladies
live
and
in a couple
gents.
minutes.
Man, this Labatt's been in my fridge for about 4 months,
This is a dangerous
and it still tastes pretty good.
groups that we're dealing with now.
No. No. We're
No.
saving that for the next show. No.
Hopefully it's covered for the show.
This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing
Ready.
with now.
It's a dart, man. Fucking dart, man.
What is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? Sunday sessions on a Thursday, Season 2, Episode 1. I'm your host, Swank. And right up here above me are two of the best analytical football minds that you can have on a live stream right before Week 1, Game 1. Buffalo Bills versus the Los Angeles Rams. My co-host, Mr. Scott Reed.
Hey! Glad to be back. Sunday sessions. Don't let the name fool you. We do have our pregame show every Sunday before the 1 o'clock games. But this is a special week. We got the Rams on the opening kickoff week, starting it off hot. So it's Sunday sessions special Thursday show.
Ooh.
Welcome, Fandemonium. Welcome, FLX Mafia. Welcome, Ryan Thomas. What's up, man?
What's up, Swank? What's up, Scott? Long
What up,
time
buddy?
no see.
I know it.
Hey, I got to throw this out there. The Rager was a raging good time. Shout out to you guys for putting that event together. Reinvention Brewing Company was phenomenal. I enjoyed every beer that I had, and I had plenty. So
Yeah, we all
I
had a
enjoyed
pretty
all
good
of them.
time.
All
Yeah, every single one was
dozen of them.
was delicious. Yeah. They're great people, man. They already want us back next year. Of course, we want you back, man. You did a hell of a job sitting in on the panel. And
Thank
really
you, buddy.
nice
I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I do have to apologize, man, because I like to own up to my mistakes, but there was so much going on, dude. I was listening back to the show and I stepped on you like twice or 3 times, and I apologize so much, man. I never want to do that. So
To me, I didn't even notice.
well,
so,
then
hey,
that's never
I
mind. It was
did, but
Scott.
I didn't
Scott
dare bring
did
it up.
Scott did it. It wasn't me. Then.
hey, I didn't even notice. I
Oh,
was
good.
happy to be there.
Good,
So
good.
any toes that were stepped on, I didn't notice.
All right. Well, as long as God, I'm glad we cleared the air then, man.
You're forgiven. It's all good.
Thank you.
If you were
Yo.
a Dolphins fan, then we'd have another story.
Oh, I
but
wouldn't even be
it's-
here. I just go take a long walk off a short beer. You know what I mean?
And it probably would have been addressed as soon as it happened too.
Right.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got Paul Rossi here saying, let's get this season started. I agree, man. I
Oh,
cannot
yeah, man.
wait. We got our boy John saying, let's go Buffalo. Hey, John, you drinking that pink stuff today or what? We got Mary
Homemade pizza and chicken wings tonight for the John Johns.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
We got brother Brent saying, get the cracking. He said, I think I just heard that Swank can't chug for shit. Starting the Sunday sessions off right, buddy. We got Chris Christian saying, let's go K-Gun. Robert Badat. We got Lisa. What's up, guys?
Swank, what's up with people picking on you? Look, Christian just said, I just heard Swank likes wings with ranch.
Yeah, it's okay, man.
Must be the pick on
The
Swank
thing
show
is,
today.
like, I bust balls, and that's fine. I can give it as much as I receive it. I did make chicken wing dip just right before here, and it's delicious, and it's in the slow cooker, just waiting for game time. So
Nice.
that was my my little pregame rich.
Very nice.
Brent says, dig that Knox got his extension. You guys want to hit that really fast? I know we want to get in this game, but brother Knox getting that extension. What do you
Yeah.
think, Ryan?
Man, I was excited because it obviously happens the day before the season starts. Anytime you get news like that you didn't expect, I didn't expect them to get any, future deals done prior to the season getting started. And I think it shows their commitment to not just the short-term vision, but the long-term vision for the future of the team. Dawson Knox being a big part of that. I think inside the locker room, far more than what any fan would know, or even guys that are as dialed into the team as we are. It seems like Dawson Knox is the first guy that comes to mind whenever these players are interviewed about who is like a solid teammate, who is a guy that you'd want to go to war with, put your chin strap on and battle next to. Dawson Knox is one of those guys. I think he is one of the most underrated players at his position, maybe the most underrated player at his position. He's coming off of a career season in which Josh Allen and Dawson Knox showed not just their chemistry off the field, but on the field. And I only expect that to continue. So I was really, really happy about it.
Yeah, man, I agree. What do you got there, Scooter? Got any?
I felt as though that they're trying to make that $250 million quarterback as comfortable as they can for as long as they can. I know we have the Poyer thing lingering. Singletary's contract will be up next year. I believe Ed Oliver's will be up, next year. So it's one of those things. I think it was a $54 million extension. If I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong.
They're paying him like a top 5 tight end.
Yep. But, the trend's going up. The salary cap will go up next year. By time, I believe next year, the year after that is done, he'll, again, just like they did with Allen, he'll probably be 13, 14, 15 paid tight end in the league because there's a lot of contracts coming up for big name players. But again, I think it's something to ensure Josh Allen that they want him there as comfortable as they can for as long as they can. And it'll be interesting to see what they do with the cap next year in regards to those 3 other guys that haven't signed yet. Edmonds, Poyer, Singletary, and I believe Ed Oliver's on there too. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think as far as the Jordan Poyer thing goes, I don't think anybody should be freaking out quite yet, except maybe Jordan Poyer. Fan wise, I mean, he's going to play this year. They're going to have a great season. It's going to be super fun. There's no need for drama or anything. And as worrisome as you might think it can be for the Jordan Poyer camp, at the same time, look at this young tight end dude who did what nobody thought he was going to do except for Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott, right? Turned a case of the drops into one of the best performances a tight end had in a uniform for the Buffalo Bills last season, right? And really worked at his craft and worked with Josh and after the tragedy of what happened a couple of weeks ago with his brother, to get this extension the day before you play the season opener and know that you don't have to worry for 5 years now, that's dope, man. So big up to him. I couldn't be happier for him. I think it's amazing. Let's see here.
Well, the touch on the Poyer thing, Swank. Yes, Derwin James set the market, but this is his first time re-upping his contract. He's young. Minkah Fitzpatrick is young. Jamal Adams is young. So a lot of people are looking at this $19, $18, $17 million a year for a safety. I honestly don't believe Poyer will come close to that. I think it's going to be a veteran pay, not a minimum, but I'm looking towards the $9 to $10 million a year kind of thing, not that $19 million that these other guys are getting. This will be his third time signing a contract, so you're not going to see that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
And Swank, to touch on, the other names you mentioned, as soon as we had heard the news that Dawson Knox was re-signed, we bask in it. We're excited about it for Dawson Knox, but then it's almost like what's next? Who's next? Who is going to get extended next? And to me, I can't wrap my head around a player signing an extension a year or whatever it was ago. It was less than 2 years ago that Jordan Poyer signed a new deal. And he wants another new deal. And I remember when I had first read stuff about it, the rumbling started about the Poyer, extension talks. I thought, well, maybe Jordan Poyer shouldn't have signed that last deal and he should have got a new agent prior to signing the new deal. Right. Lo and behold, he gets a new agent, and that agent is none other than the notorious Drew Rosenhaus, who is a shark among the shark-infested waters of the NFL agents around the league. So I can't wrap my head around signing Jordan Poyer to a big money deal while he is a 32-year-old safety. Exactly. And his counterpart, the guy that you guys love, that I love too, Micah Hyde, along with Jordan Poyer, playing alongside him, he's the guy that's taking pay cuts so that they could sign guys like Von Miller and bring back guys like Shaq Lawson and Jordan Phillips. Those storylines don't really get noticed. It's all about the controversy of, a player wants more money. We don't hear about the players that take less, and I think we should more often. Absolutely.
Well, and I think that's going to be the name of the game here, right? I mean, it's kind of like the Brady story, he's obviously made his money, but he never got paid probably what he was absolutely worth. He always took pay cuts, and it was always to try to surround himself with a good line and some kind of wide receiver help, right? And I think you're going to see that similarly with Josh Allen. I think he's going to put the team first, right? He's got his chunk, his money, and you're just going to see him make deal after deal, year after year, to keep guys fresh and around him and keep guys that mean a lot to Buffalo there. So I think where Jordan's at right now, man, it sucks that he got hurt in training camp. I think that really hurt his chances, because it kind of proved what the hesitation was, right? He's getting older, now you got an injury. So now it's come back, be that all-pro, show them that you're good, show them it was a little fluke in training camp and that you're that guy. And I don't know. I'd be interested to see, if they win a ring, man, if they go all the way, does that mean he wants more money, or does that mean he wants to stay and play out those last couple of years that he's got left here,
To be quite honest with you, frankly, Swankley, I think his money
Swank, they call me.
I think his money is going to be made while Trey White is out. Yeah. I think that's when his money is going to be made, because he's got to prove that with a all-pro outs. Can you take these young guys and protect over the top and be that elite defensive back safety that you need with these guys still learning the process on the fly? So I think where he's going to make his money this year is during the time when Trey White's out of the game. And I can't wait to see him tonight. I can't wait to see how it's all going to start against an Allen Robinson, a Cooper Kupp, it's going to be exciting.
I mean, that makes sense, right? I mean, he's a leader of this team, and he's an all-pro, and this is where you want to step up, especially if you're looking for an extension after an extension, right? So, So let's stop tiptoeing around this. Let's get to this. It is finally here, Week 1, Game 1. Your Buffalo Bills, our Buffalo Bills, are kicking off the NFL season 2022 against the defending Super Bowl champions. Did we ever think we were going to be here? Finally. Put it in my veins, man. I love it. And we say it all the time, bask in it, because there was a lot of years where you couldn't, right? One of my favorite clips from the Rager, Ryan, was when we were talking about how spoiled the kids were that weren't alive for the 90s.
I said something off the cuff. I said, I don't care. Those kids are spoiled rotten.
Spoiled rotten was a term
like that.
used.
Yeah, spoiled
I
rotten.
remember that.
Absolutely.
Because we went through some suffering, and I go back to my middle school years where it was picture day, and I was rocking the Drew Bledsoe jersey. I was rocking the JP Lossman. I was buying into the false hope that I didn't know was false hope until it was false hope.
Mm-hmm.
So these kids these days, I'm driving, running some errands today. I see some kids wearing Josh Allen jerseys walking home from school, and I think, man, those kids are spoiled rotten. That's what I said to
lucky
myself.
little bastards.
I wanted a Josh Allen back then.
Yep.
Better late than never, right? Better late than never.
Yeah, you got a JP Lossman. Yeah, I mean, so let's talk about this game. What are we looking for, Scott? What are you dialed in for? What do you want to see tonight? Let's start with that defensive side of the ball. What are you looking for this new line, this young corner crew? What do you want out of them?
Guys, I'm looking for this defensive line to make an easy night for these corners, these defensive backs, the safeties. They know they're young. They know that Benford's out there. They know that Kyer Elam's out there. Dane Jackson has 8 starts under to notch off his Shillelagh, and I think he needs a little more experience, but he's still young. So I think this defensive line, if those of you who don't know what a Shillelagh is, it's an old Irish, Scottish weapon that they used to fight with.
Thanks, Professor.
There you go. And every time you killed someone, you actually put a notch on it. That's why I'm saying notch. But anyways, I'm looking for this defensive line to understand what's behind them and create some pressure to make this Rams offense miserable for the full 4 quarters.
I like it. Ryan, what are you thinking? What are we going to see from this defense tonight?
Well, Scott somewhat took the words out of my mouth, but to add on to what he was saying in regards to the front 7 especially, the Bills have invested so much capital, draft capital, free agency money, salary cap space into the front 4 specifically. Von Miller is the guy that I got my eyes on. Obviously, everybody's got their eyes on Von Miller tonight, but how will Von Miller impact the rest of the defensive line? The guys like Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, AJ Epinesa, Gregory Rousseau. That's what I'm looking forward to, and seeing how Von Miller's leadership, his experience, how will that wealth of knowledge that he has as a hand in the dirt defensive end help the supporting cast that he has around him. And will it be automatic? Will it be as soon as tonight, or will it, take some time for, Buffalo's rotational depth to get going? I don't think it will, because I think that's Buffalo's best facet of their defense is the fact that Sean McDermott can rotate defensive linemen consistently, bring in different matchups on, different down and distance. He is a genius at doing that. He's almost a mad scientist in his own right at doing that. So that's what I'm looking at. Obviously, Kyer Elam is somebody we talked about at the Rager. He's somebody that I'm also keying in on for tonight's game, whether he's on Robinson, on Kupp, no matter where he is on the field, I'm going to be watching him. So Kyer Elam, somebody that I have my eyes on, as well as that front 4 and how Von Miller can impact the supporting cast.
You know what's funny about this whole situation with this with Von Miller and this offensive line? The guy that potentially could have taught this offensive line the most about this opening week in Andrew Whitworth is no longer there. So if you're looking for this offensive line to say, hey guys, we know how to defend this guy, that guy's gone.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see whether the offensive O-line coordinator understands this whole Von Miller thing, or if Von Miller's looking at the bid, chopping at the bid and going, hey, the guy that was covering me in practice and understands what I'm doing can't even show these guys or tell these guys what I'm all about.
Yeah, and Andrew Whitworth, that's a name that was in high demand after Tyron Smith went out. The Dallas Cowboys were trying to call him, but he's like, no, thanks, I'm good. I'm done. I don't want to play for your sorry ass team.
I love it. Hey guys, if you're new to the show, make sure that you're following us. Make sure that you're dialed in for Sunday sessions every Sunday from what are we doing? 11:30 to 12:30? Is that what we've been doing, or 11 to 12? 11:30 to 12:30, right?
Yep.
Obviously, this is a special Thursday edition because the Bills are the favorites. The Bills are the gem of the NFL this year, and golly, does it feel good. So
does it make any of you nervous? Are they overhyping this team? Everyone's got them going to the Super Bowl. Everyone's got them as the favorites. Everyone's saying that we have the depth to fix anything in case anything happens. Does that part, I know you have your own feelings about the team and the coaching and all that stuff, but does the overhype, does that make any of you guys nervous?
It would have made me nervous a couple years ago. It probably would have made me nervous like Josh's second year or something. I think what's going on is everybody's trying to put the whammy on us, man. Like, we're up there, we're at the top of the mountain, we got one of the best rosters in football. It's fun to jump on the bandwagon. Everybody's picking them to go to the Super Bowl. Everybody's picking them to win. I don't know, man. I don't think they listen to that noise. I think if all that was true, and if Buffalo and Josh Allen specifically had the respect of the NFL, he would have been voted higher than 13 by his peers in this league.
Right.
Right. I think there's a lot left for them to prove. I don't think that they take it for granted. I just think they are so dialed in and focused. Did you guys watch that Blue and Red about Gabe?
I did. Yep.
I did not. I missed it.
Oh my God. Yep. Watch it, dude. It's like 13 minutes long. He is just the way he prepared in the offseason, what he wants to accomplish, what he does on a daily basis to make sure that he wants to be the best wide receiver in the NFL. And like after his rookie campaign and year two, it's like the dude is a monster. And I think that's a perfect segue to go into this offense. This offense, what are we going to see from Ken Dorsey's offense tonight? Ryan Thomas.
Man, I think we have seen it, these first 3 weeks of the preseason. I know it's preseason, and I know a lot of Bills fans and, NFL fans in general say that the preseason doesn't matter. Of course, the result doesn't matter. Whether they win or lose doesn't matter. It doesn't count on an actual official record, so to speak, but it does matter in the sense of seeing how a coach is utilizing the talent that he has at his disposal. And we talked about it all season long. I talked about it on my podcast. I'd come on here and talk about it. Brian Daboll's pass happy, offensive style, while it worked to an extent, there was untapped potential on this offense that was not even seen, that I think Ken Dorsey is more than willing to tap into, and has shown that these first 3 weeks of the preseason. We saw Devin Singletary get touches. We saw James Cook get touches. We saw Zach Moss being used in general, let alone effectively. Zach Moss fully healthy too. I think that's a point that I want to hammer home, because I've been able to talk to Zach Moss here and there. We both have the same chiropractor, believe it or not. And Zach Moss is somebody that I've had the chance to talk to on occasion. He's finally healthy. Finally. This is the first year of his NFL career that he has no bumps, no bruises, nothing. So take it for what it's worth. I think Ken Dorsey's going to be very well-rounded. He's going to implement all the facets of this offense, and I think we're going to start to see that tonight, because when you're playing a team as talented as the Rams, they are the reigning Super Bowl champs. They won the last year's Super Bowl. They're going to be coming out. They're going to be a tough team. The NFL knows what they're doing making this matchup. These are two of the best teams, arguably, in the entire league. So Ken Dorsey's got to be on his P's and Q's. He's got to cross his T's, dot his I's. And Swank, to your point about the hype and all that stuff, double-edged sword. The one side of the sword says, wow, hopefully the Bills can live up to it. The other side says, we were this close to beating the Kansas City Chiefs. We would have hosted the Cincinnati Bengals. First AFC title game in Orchard Park in 25 years. I like our chances. Mm-hmm. And tonight is going to prove maybe these aren't the same two teams to a T as what they were in February. But tonight's going to show a preview of maybe what could have been in a matchup between the Rams and the Bills in last year's Super Bowl. Mic drop.
I've heard some rumblings.
Hold on a second, Scott.
Yep. I'm waiting for it.
Name, I'm over the track. Yeah, I said it. What you need to do is get back.
To your point, Ryan, I've heard rumblings of non-Bills fans saying last year was the year when it should have happened, not giving us credit for what potentially is going to happen this year. So I'm with you on that. I think this game is going to prove that. Yes, maybe last year was a year that we could have made the Super Bowl and won it. That was a potential. We will never know what would have happened, but this is a good showcase of how we potentially could have handled the Rams, even though they have some differences on their offense and defense, and so do we. But championship teams don't change much every year unless they lose a shitload of players and all that stuff. So it'll be a good showcase. MVP? Yeah, right. We got their Super Bowl MVP.
Yes, sir.
But it'll be a good showcase of what potentially could have happened. But it's 2022. Let's start it off with the 2022 Super Bowl run for the Buffalo Bills. Not think about what would have happened in 2021.
Right. You gotta live in the present. And I know Ken Dorsey's ready and raring to go. Running backs, you better be prepared.
I mean, it's a big showcase. Spotlight's on you, Ken Dorsey. You're playing against arguably the best defense in the league. Granted, like I said, they lost Von Miller, but they still have the MVP, multiple MVP, and Donald. They still have Ramsey over there. They still have McVay as their head coach. Their defense is pretty good. So when push comes to shove, I'd like to see the adjustments he makes, and I'd like to see if there needs to be any major halftime adjustments, if those are made.
Yo, I gotta tell you, I just was typing a little comment out to the best fans in the world, the Fandemonium, asking what these guys were looking most forward to tonight. And before I could even type it, me and brother Brent are on the same wavelength. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for him or me, but he said, I'm looking forward to see how our 2s and 3s play in the second half against the Rams starters.
Love that take.
And I love that. Yeah, man, Dorsey is he's that golden goose to me, man. I think like Dable, in total speculation, we've all talked, all three of us, 4 of us, including Jared too, like Dable was not our guy. He was not our favorite dude. He was predictable and it just seemed like stubborn a lot of times that he really wanted to push his identity through. And again, it seems like there was a bunch of games where Josh Allen was told at halftime to take it over, and he did. And then those games got closer, or those games got won, So what I think, again, all speculation, Ken Dorsey is a quarterback. He's been his quarterback coach forever, a couple years, watched him develop, knows what he likes, knows the ins and outs, had the opportunity to go with Dable to New Jersey, and decided not to, decided to stay in Buffalo, and that was probably a safer bet. I think that Dorsey is like a super uber competitive guy. I think he is on a level with Josh where they're comfortable, but they know like when each other means business. They know when it's time to get serious. They know their likes and dislikes. And I think Dorsey is not afraid to let Josh be Josh. And I think that is what you're going to see. I think you're going to see Josh Allen over the course of this season take a Peyton Manning-esque control of this offense. He's going to be calling plays. He's going to be hashing shit out. He's going to be the one that they trust with the ball. And instead of having like rookie season Josh or second year Josh, where it was like a lot on his shoulders, felt like he had to take the whole game completely on himself, now you have Josh Allen doing that, but distributing and running the game and seeing things the way he sees it, with a lot of coaching, yes, and slight suggestion. I think he handles it. Even though there's still that structure in the hierarchy, he is the guy that's going to handle it. And that excites me. Just the idea of that excites me.
Right. So you're saying that Ken Dorsey will be a resource, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he'll still have his position. He'll still make the calls. He is still the head honcho. He is the chef in the kitchen, man. But I think that there's this understanding in that coaching office now that Josh is special, man. Like, and, the Chiefs game proved it. The Buccaneers game proved it to me last year. I mean, God, listening to some of the stats from these games and like the 3 and outs that, like you didn't run the ball successfully all year, and then all of a sudden Dable wanted to start running it up the gut with Singletary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or I don't know, just like situationally, you're looking at stuff, or no screens for what? Remember that game? No screens for 7 weeks, and all of a sudden,
And then you
do 4
12
in a row
in one
or
game.
whatever.
Yep.
It's like, what are you doing? Like I could, like, you get excited about the first one, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, stop, no, what, no, stop, no, seriously, stop this, like, I don't know, I'm just really excited for this relationship and to see what it looks like when Josh is at the helm of this offense that I think he's had a lot to do with building.
So I got a question for both of you. I got a question for both of you then. If Ken Dorsey takes not the back seat, I'm not saying that, but as a resource, and if they come up with a game plan and a strategy for the game, and Josh Allen maintains that game within the strategy, within the game plan, and doesn't go off from it, but is able to be let off the leash a little bit with with Dorsey's guidance, is that something that would benefit Dorsey as far as future potential for head coaching anywhere, offensive coordinator or anywhere else? I mean, the first person I think about is Brian Leftwich as the quarterback's coach in Tampa Bay. I mean, he was offered, I think, some positions as a head coach, and Tom Brady was his quarterback. You think Leftwich really had anything to do with how well Tom Brady did, over 5,000 yards passing? So is that something you think would benefit or not benefit Ken Dorsey if he did give Allen the reins to make his own decisions?
I think developmentally, Swank kind of touched on it. Ken Dorsey has been a part of Josh Allen's development since day one, pretty much since day one. And I think taking into account what Brian Daboll was able to do successfully, while Ken Dorsey was able to develop as a quarterback coach, position coach to Josh Allen, I think if an NFL team scoffs at that, they would be morons, especially in today's NFL, where the quarterback position, the success of the quarterback is so crucial to your team's success. And I think Ken Dorsey will find himself in those discussions. And I think, too, there's a coach by the name of Tom Moore that has coached in the NFL for decades. He's coached the who's who laundry list of quarterbacks. The majority of them are in the Hall of Fame, Peyton Manning included. And Peyton Manning talks about him all the time and says, if it wasn't for a guy like Tom Moore who entrusted me in running the offense, then I might not have reached my full potential. Whereas Brian Daboll was not allowing Josh Allen to really run the show. And I think Ken Dorsey will. It's going to make Josh Allen even better than he already is. And it's going to show to other players around the league that want to get better from a coach like Ken Dorsey. Like, hey, this guy allowed Josh Allen to do what he needed to do as an individual player. Will he allow me to spread my wings? And I think Ken Dorsey should be praised for that, because I think we've already seen that a little bit here in the preseason, and I think we're going to. I mean, I talked about Josh Allen earning the right at the Rager. I think Josh Allen's done more than enough to earn the right to call the shots, of running the offense and doing his thing. It's year 5 for Josh Allen. And you see decisions being made to keep players here that Josh Allen is really tight with. This is his team now. This is where we're reaching a new level. And the moment when he went toe-to-toe against Pat Mahomes in that divisional round cemented his stance, his weight as an NFL superstar. And I think Ken Dorsey recognizes that.
Amazing take. I absolutely agree. I have 2 examples that I'd like to share of coaches that were elevated because of situations like this. But really quick, breaking in, the inactives just came into my phone here. We got 5 inactives for this week. Number 1 is Khalil Shakir. 2, Cam Lewis is inactive. Tommy Doyle is inactive. Quentin Morris is inactive. And possibly the biggest name on this list, Shaq Lawson, is inactive for this game, which having your third string defensive end inactive, I guess that's big news.
Okay.
But that's where we're at for those right now. If you guys got any questions or comments about that, let us know. Really quick, on this point, the 2 names I wanted to bring up were Adam Gase totally got a fake career off these exact situations. And then Dungy, who made the most out of the exact same situation and became a legend, right?
Yes.
I think there's two, fields of thought on this, and two guys.
I agree with you, Swank, but you might get some heat for that one.
What about Dungy?
Yeah,
Why?
I'm saying I agree with you. I think.
Why am I getting heat? What'd I do?
Well, just because a lot of Dungy fans out there, my friend.
No, I think
just said he was a legend. It was a compliment.
Yeah.
I was doing two sides of the same coin, right? Like, because Gase, he built his career off the same thing. But look at how it ended up, and then look at Dungy. Dungy is an icon. He's a legend. He's
Oh, I thought you were okay.
I'm just saying that there's two sides, but they both got put in the same kind of positions for the same kind of reasons. You know what I mean? So I think absolutely, to my point, is like Dorsey can let Josh Allen elevate him as high as he wants to go, and that is the fast track, and he recognized that. Going to Jersey and coaching up Dan Jones for a season before they move on from him isn't going to get him into a head coaching job. He could potentially be a head coach in 2 years from Buffalo. From this tonight, 2 years from now, he could be a head coach somewhere just because of being a part of that Josh Allen development.
And dare I say it, I think Dorsey will find himself with a better job opportunity.
100%.
There were a lot of teams that were looking for a head coach, and the only one that really threw whatever it was that they threw at Brian Daboll to make him agree was the New York Giants. And they are one of those organizations that are like a flagship organization in the NFL. But at the same time, they have been 50 shades of horrible in the last, decade. So I'm feeling like if I'm Brian Daboll, that was not a smart career move. I know it's a head coaching job, but I'd choose to be Josh Allen's offensive coordinator over a head coach of Danny Jones / Tyrod Taylor any day of the week.
Yeah, well, and it begs the question, was the offensive coordinator job still available to Brian Daboll? Like, was this a...
was this a shove?
Position.
Yeah,
right.
Why don't you go take that? Go.
Yeah, I mean, because there were all those reports.
Well, maybe
man.
Belichick knows more about that information. I mean,
he's probably texting him.
Yeah, a little premature textulation.
Sure, there was a loophole somewhere that Bill Belichick could find.
Let's go to the tape.
Check the tape.
Brent Thomas said, Ozzy Osbourne at halftime also. Does it get any better than this? It's crazy.
Yes.
Didn't this dude just have like a life-saving surgery a couple months ago?
I had read that Ozzy was diagnosed with a form of Parkinson's, but
oh wow.
Yeah, but long live Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh,
man. He is a legend.
Absolutely.
I've been listening to Ozzy all week long in anticipation for tonight.
I could have told you he had something going on with his nerves a long time ago.
Yes, yeah.
That's true.
Oh, geez.
And not his nerves like he's nervous, like
Not
nerve
whole-
damage, the whole thing,
Yeah.
The whole deal. Dude, I hope what's the over-under on how many Sabbath songs he's going to sing tonight? Because that's what I want to hear. I want to hear old Sabbath songs.
I'd say two or three, maybe.
You think so? All right.
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
How many songs are in a set list for a halftime show? Not the Super Bowl halftime, but
They
just
usually do like a mashup, usually, right? Like
Yeah,
Right,
like kind of
so-
a hybrid of 3 or 4, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Be good.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's Crazy Train. What was the one McDermott was on Howard and Jeremy, I think, or maybe no, actually I think it was Sal and Sneaky Joe's show. And he was talking. He whipped off "No More Tears" like right off the top of his head. They're like, "Are you a big Ozzy fan?" And he's like, "Yeah, we used to listen to it in the gym to get pumped. No More Tears." And he's like, "Whoa, that's like, I mean, it's a popular song, but it's not, Crazy Train or anything like that." So I think he's a deep Ozzy fan.
Yeah, when you start pulling out music that's not the most popular, for sure.
Dude, it's crazy. He is still at it. He just came out with an album like 3 years ago. He came out with one like 5, 6, 7 years ago in that range. And I loved that album. I'm like, holy crap, Ozzy's still doing it. So credit to him.
Still, I don't know what they're doing, but he still sounds brutal as hell. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
So guys, let's talk a little bit about this. We got about 25 minutes left
There you
in
go.
the show here. We've been cruising right along. Let's talk.
Great first show, by the way. Great first show.
Yeah,
Loving it.
Yeah.
So glad. It's so nice to have you guys back here, and it's great to have you guys in the comments, man. Kicking ass, hanging in tough. We know that those nerves are sitting there. I've been feeling it all day, man. I had to keep myself busy like all day.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we thinking about an X factor for this game and a final score for this game? Scooter, what do you think?
X Factor.
And my X Factor is going to be I just saw the Rams inactive list. Well, I didn't see the most recent one, but the one that came out about 4 hours ago. Their slot receiver, Mr. What's his name? Van Jefferson is out. So, they got someone like Tutu Atwell or Ben Schroenik. But those are names you don't have to worry about.
Deep cut.
So,
yeah.
So my X factor is actually, and it was the same on the K-Gun report, is going to be the matchup between Taron Johnson and when Cooper Kupp comes into the slot receiver position. I think that's going to be one of our most experienced corners against one of the obviously the MVP should have been the MVP last year. That's going to be the big matchup. So the X factor is going to be how Taron Johnson covers Cooper Kupp in the slot, because that's where he does a lot of his damage.
I like it. Mr. Ryan Thomas, what do you think?
Are you guys ready for the nerdiest X Factor pick?
Are you going to say like a scout?
You mean as opposed to last year during Sunday sessions when you would give us one?
Wait.
There you go.
All right, guys. The X Factor of the game is going to be, in my opinion,
time of possession.
It's going to be none other than Roger Saffold, an offensive lineman.
I like it.
And I'll tell you why. Von Miller is getting all the talk, as he should. He's Von Miller. He's Von bleeping Miller. All right. We know what he's capable of. But for my money, if the Bills never signed Von Miller in a horrible world where Von Miller never came to the Buffalo Bills, the best free agent addition is Roger Saffold. Been pounding that drum because we didn't have much of a run game last year. We didn't have run blocking. We needed an anchor, a beast of a guard that could pull off the line, create holes for the running backs. But Roger Saffold lined up next to Mitch Morse, I think, is a key to this game and neutralizing the best player, arguably, on the defensive side of the ball in the National Football League. He's a dirty player. I'll throw that out there. But Aaron Donald is somebody that you have to keep your eyes out on. Case in point, Super Bowl, he did pretty well. Mm-hmm. And Von Miller reaped the reward of that too, and vice versa. So Roger Saffold, to me, in terms of protecting Josh Allen, stopping Aaron Donald, helping Mitch Morse alongside Mitch Morse to stop him, I think it's a huge key to this game.
So I'm just going to add this in, and I promise it's going to be quick. Ryan Bates is no joke at right tackle or right guard. And to be honest with you, whether it's Casenberry or Spencer Brown, Donald, he does line up on the outside every once in a while. He has not met these two yet, very often at all. Right. He wasn't part of that game when they played a couple years ago. So those two are a name to be reckoned with too. Spencer Brown's not going to give in to him, I don't think. I'd love to see that angry, mean, hyped up son of a bitch against Donald. He might get his helmet ripped off because I'm pretty sure he could probably frustrate him. So those two guys also, I believe, are going to be key additions to this line and protecting Josh Allen.
Yeah, I said it.
Ooh, yes, he did. You mentioned my boy Spencer Brown, man. He's probably going to be rotating in on the second team, I think.
Well, Swank, I'm looking right now at the starting list, and he's starting right tackle right now.
Really? Ooh, I hope so, man. Yeah, man. That
games are won and lost at the line of scrimmage, guys.
You see, like, put up his glasses.
I'm gonna bring a graphic up that's like Coach Ryan, Coach Thomas, bro.
Games are won and lost at the line of scrimmage, guys.
Give him those inappropriately high baseball shorts with the high white socks, and have him just come in there.
Hell yeah, I love it.
It's true, though. It's true, guys. We got some really good. We got some great defenses in this game. Some great offenses. This is the matchup, man. This is the right one to pick for the week one kickoff. Roger Goodell did something right for once.
Hell yeah. Oh, my God. He wouldn't get booed for this. Well, he probably would still, but.
Yeah, he should, yeah.
So my X factor for this game, it's going to be my boy Stephon Diggs. I think he hasn't been talked about leading up to this game. Yes, sir. That's why I'm wearing. I got you right. Oh, color rush.
It's a case. It's a K Smith purchase,
It is
isn't
a
it?
K
Swank?
Smith purchase.
There you go.
I think Stefan's been like overlooked. All these big name stars we got on this team, nobody's talking about him. I mean, he's there. People know he's there. You know, people are getting hyped on Gabe Davis. I think Gabe's gonna have a great game. I think this is his coming out game, even though that Kansas City Chiefs NFL record-setting playoff game that he had left a bitter taste in his mouth. But I see Josh Allen hooking up all over this field tonight. But I think your boy Stephon Diggs is gonna own another dude that you haven't heard a whole lot about this week, Jalen Ramsey, who is notorious for running his mouth, but still hasn't been running his mouth lately. Not since he talked a bunch of game on Josh Allen, and Josh Allen just whooped his ass 2 games in a row. I don't know. I think Diggs, he took that step back leadership role last year. He let everybody else eat. He's fine with doing that. But this dude's hungry. He's one of the best, if not the best, route runner in the NFL. I think he wants more yards. I think he wants more TDs. And I think you're going to see that tonight. As much as the Rams are going to try and lean on Kupp, watch my boy Stephon Diggs. He's going to put some moves out there, and I think he's going to be your X factor tonight.
There you go.
I love it.
So what do we got for score predictions, my friends? Ryan Thomas of the Thomas Takes Sports podcast. What do you think this final is going to look like?
I think this game is going to be a shootout, despite what we've said so far about the defenses. I just think the offenses are so dynamic. Plus, it's the first game of the season. You know, defenses might let some slip through the cracks. You know, week 1, Thursday night football, bright lights, big city, you know, all that stuff. But I see this game being a shootout. I see it being 34-30. The Buffalo Bills getting it done. Josh Allen with a late game-winning touchdown pass to none other than Gabe Davis.
Oh, I like it. I thought you were going.
I was gonna say Diggs. I was gonna say Diggs, but you know what? I went Davis because I think that is too poetic. Pick up right where you left off.
I love
you know what I mean?
Finish it the way it should have finished. I like it.
Yep.
What do you think, Scott?
You know, I can't remember what I said 2 days ago, but I'm pretty sure it was like a 42-21 score. Mostly because I don't see this offense skipping a beat. I love that Diggs take. Gabriel Davis is a monster compared to what he was last year. Bigger, stronger, faster, sharper route runner, and understands the game a lot better. Knox just signed that deal, and the unfortunate passing of his brother is going to motivate him like you would not believe. The offensive line is revamped. I just see this offense. They're not going to have the 7-for-7 like they did against the Patriots, but it's pretty damn close with the six tutties that they're going to get. I also know the Leslie Frazier defense against a rookie offensive coordinator. I'm not sure who's calling the plays, but right now it's a rookie offensive coordinator calling the plays against this Leslie Frazier defense. We do have 2 rookies starting on defense. That's going to be Terrell Bernard at linebacker and Kyer Elam at defensive back. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how he dials in and attacks this offense. But I'd see this defense just taking over. I see the offense not skipping a beat. Blowout 42-21.
I want that blowout. I want it. I'll sit there and watch the whole thing too, and then I'll watch it. I'll watch it 4 times before Tuesday for the K-Gun report, dude.
I'll have my 6th really high intoxicating alcoholic beverage and feel buzzy and all happy and like you wouldn't.
I got my on deck. I haven't even cracked my on decker yet. That's my kickoff beer.
Man, oh man, man, oh man.
I will check the tape just like this.
You got a little Chan Gailey in that, dude.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, I loved, you know what? During all those years, I loved me some Chan Gailey. Loved him. Loved the guy. So didn't get it done, but hey, you know, he was fun.
Yeah, I talk about it all the time. That era of Bills, him, Stevie, Freddie, Williams, all those guys, like it was so fun to watch when it was such a hard time to watch. You know what I mean? Like, at least they kept it so entertaining, Fitzy, whatever, man. Like, that is my favorite era from the drought of Bills, I think. As a collective,
I would agree too.
And Chan, I don't know, Stevie dressing up like Chan for Halloween and stuff like that. I mean, they just they just made it so fun. My final score is going to be the same as Tuesday, 35-17, Buffalo Bills. And I think you see the Bills come out as a mature football team. I think you see them do what we've wanted to see them do for years and years now. I think it's going to be well-rounded. I think you're going to see James Cook in the flat here. My boy Brent Thomason said X Factor is Cook in the flats. Absolutely. I think you're going to see a little bit of that. I think you're going to see a lot more Isaiah McKenzie opening stuff up for my boy Diggs and Gabe Davis. I think you're going to see Dawson Knox playing with a fury, and that's just on offense. I mean, this defense has a lot to prove. Tim Settle. I want to see Tim Settle's rotation. I want to see him in the middle, man. As much as like I love Jordan Phillips and I love Eddie O, I want to see Tim Settle. And I want to see Vaughn. And I want to see Groot. I mean, we were talking over under.
Swank, real quick. I'm going to do this for Jared.
Oh, there you go.
I had to because you mentioned Tim Settle, and I know he's been wanting to do that for a while. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry to cut you off.
He was at work and he wanted to do it, but he couldn't. He did a pretty good loud one, though. Yeah, it was good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this dude playing behind a depth line in Washington that I think they underutilized. They didn't really utilize that defensive line very well when he was down there. He had too many players in front of him. And now he's here with a similar situation. There's studs on this team, but he is one of those studs. And with his rotation, he can get his fair share of snaps and be fresh and wreak havoc. Those couple plays he was in the preseason, I know it's preseason, whatever, he was throttling offensive linemen. I mean, it was like he was in for 4 plays, and they're like, okay, like we've seen enough, dude.
Yeah, it looked like a man against a child.
Yeah, yeah, it was
It really
nothing.
did.
Yeah, and I think, man, big stage, LA, week 1. My boy Kyle on Saturday at the Rager brought up that the Bills having to sit there watching them raise that Super Bowl banner, you know, and we were all commenting about like what a good take that was and how oh, God,
It was a great take.
how the hell. What do you think Josh Allen's thinking at that moment, dude? What do you think all those guys are thinking? But like Josh Allen's sitting there like, okay, raise it.
Josh Allen's thinking, I'm about to go scorch earth on this whole thing, flip this league upside down and put 2 middle fingers in the air and say, look at me now.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what's, I mean, not literally, but you guys know what I'm
absolutely.
voted 13th, the 13th best player in the NFL by his peers. 13th.
Sure.
I mean, there's maybe like across all positions, 5 guys better than him in the entire National Football League. Maybe. That's like, I'm being like generous.
No, yeah. I agree.
Crazy.
Well,
Crazy.
I mean, we were talking about it before, man. The Tom Brady nod. When are you going to... He wasn't the best quarterback in the league last year. Not by a long shot. I mean, he had yards, whatever. But, like, if you're looking at some of these young guys coming up, I mean... Aaron Rodgers, like, I think had a better season than Tom Brady did. You know, I don't know. It just...
Or just as good, you could say.
Or just as
you know
good,
what I mean?
right?
Just as
Yeah,
good.
sure.
Yeah, just as good. I think it's I'm at a point, I don't know about you guys, but you know, Tom Brady on the field, great, but what the media is turning him into off the field, like I can't stand it. I wish the guy would just go away and ride off into the sunset so we don't have to hear about him anymore. But one more year.
Sure.
God willing. God willing.
You know, God willing. I'm also not a huge Jared Goff fan, and I was watching Hard Knocks. I don't think I've watched the last episode quite yet, or if it's even out yet. But he was talking about man in the arena. Like, Jared Goff was sitting there, and he made some joke, and I laughed at it, and I was like, oh my God, Jared Goff said something funny, and I kind of like him right now. Like, that was funny. And then he like immediately went to a man in the arena like reference, and I was just like, and we're back. Like, I hate Jared Goff. Like, of course you watch Man in the Arena. God damn you.
Such a roller coaster relationship you have with him.
He's such a doofus, man. Like, I don't know. I just no respect for him, really.
Yeah.
But anyway, here we are. We got 9 minutes left. If you guys got any questions, any takes, we got Chris Christensen saying, what defensive players do y'all think has the best chance to score Interesting.
Taron Johnson for me, that's the X factor. If he can, if Stafford starts to get a little frustrated and he wants to try to get that pressure starts getting to him, he's going to release one of those quick outs by Cooper Kupp, and Taron Johnson is going to pick it off and go for 6. I think that's the guy that we're looking for. I would love to see Kyer Elam doing on his debut. We saw him play pretty tight coverage against the wide receivers he's played in the preseason. So I think he's definitely one that could do that, especially with his man coverage and his quick reaction time. But I'm going to say Taron Johnson if anybody is going to get it.
What do you think, Ryan?
I honestly, thinking of that, I thought Kyer Elam would be nice, but I think Matt Milano, guys, could come away with an INT. Matt Milano is probably one of the more sure-handed linebackers, I would say, in the NFL. When the ball is thrown in his general direction and he has a chance to catch it, the majority of the time he does. I don't know what his career INT total is, but I know it's a handful, which is more than what a lot of linebackers can say. So I'm going to go with Matt Milano. I think Matt Stafford is going to be very hesitant to stretch the field more hesitant to stretch the field, I should say, with Poyer and Hyde back there. Regardless of whether Trey White is out on the field or not, we could see a lot of stuff underneath. Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee is another guy that I think could be a force tonight, just size wise, physicality at tight end. He's one of those guys when given the chance to be. And I could see Matt Milano coming away with an INT because of Stafford's willingness to throw it underneath.
5 career interceptions, 3 in 2018.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's
Fast
a pretty
fingers McGee over there. I got that up over here too.
That's a pretty healthy total.
Yeah.
Not bad.
3 sacks last year.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put it back with the defensive line putting pressure on the quarterback. Seeing a Rousseau put pressure on Jen fall back, bat the ball, catch it, and take it in. There's a lot of possibilities. Maybe all 11 will score tonight. Who knows?
I like it. I like that you stole my thunder before I got to answer the question. Thanks, Scott.
Rousseau, I mean, the length of him.
Listen, I was going for the scoop and score. I'm going Von Miller. Scoop and score, man.
Oh, that's fitting.
Strip
That's fitting,
sack,
isn't it?
Bring it out. Bing. Welcome back to L.A. Before that, I was going to give the nod to my boy Dane Jackson. I think again, everybody's sleeping on Dane. We haven't seen a lot of him in the preseason. They've kind of tucked him away and kept him a little bit of a secret. And I wonder if he's made that step and they're just not saying nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I hope. Yep. And to your Kyer Elam take, man, I want him to come out. And the very first play, pick the ball off, all of a sudden everybody's like, there he is. like he didn't hold and he got a pick. There he is. We're good. Everything's fine. Deflate that balloon right off the bat. I'd love it. So
hell yeah.
It's oh god, it's a great time.
Guys, it's here. It's here.
I know. It's insane, dude.
That's why I love this show, because now we got 50 minutes until kickoff.
I know. I was a little bummed because I thought it was 8:00. Kickoff is 8:20. And now I'm like,
yeah, you gotta wait 20 more minutes than what we originally thought.
Damn it! I better set my lineup. Yo, how did your draft go, Ryan? I missed the draft.
Hey guys, that's my final thought, man. Come on.
I don't care what about
Get
your final
your
thought.
rosters set. Get your rosters set, everyone.
There was a couple times where I'm like, man, Swank's, taking some players from me. And then I realize as the draft is coming to a close, I'm like, it wasn't even Swank. It was a robot. God damn it.
I said the same thing during the draft. I was like, these auto picks are ruining my draft.
Yeah.
These goddamn robots. They have a mind of their own. This is bullshit.
Listen, yeah, those robots really helped me out. I got Dak Prescott as my quarterback, fine, and CD, so I'm doubling up points there, hopefully. But on my bench, dude, like these AI robots for draft picking have no sort of like clout or like empathy for like what you're trying to do, or you should be able to like program stuff in. They gave me Trevor Lawrence and Tua Tagovailoa, dude. Like, why do I need both of those dudes? Like, I'll take Trevor and he can sit on my bench and whatever. But I'm like, why do I need Tua too? Like, he was just the best available guy. Yeah. Like, ugh.
Yeah, one pick before me, I had Dak Prescott in the queue. I hadn't selected a quarterback yet, and Dak Prescott goes, and it's like, well, Let's see how much shoulder Matt Stafford has, or elbow, or whatever it is. Let's see what he's got left.
The robot got that pick. The
Yeah,
robot,
the robot got that
got
one.
that pick.
Jesus.
I also took Derek Carr, though, who I think is going to have a monster year this year. I really
By the way,
do.
you snuck that one for me because I was looking to get that one. I saw him go off.
Oh,
the board.
really?
Like, son of a-
Wow.
So that's what I want to know, Scott, how you were drafting live and ended up with the quarterback that you ended up with. You ended up with Cousins?
Well, I got Justin Jefferson as my first wide receiver, so I decided I was going to wait late because I knew Kirk Cousins would go late. The guy's still going to give me 4,500 passing yards with 30-plus touchdown passes. So I figured I'd get to double points with him.
You know what? Kirk Cousins is one of those guys that he could get drafted, then he gets cut, and then you're rolling into week 8, week 9, you have a quarterback bye. That's the guy. I mean, usually that he is that guy. Towards the end of the year, he turns it on. It's just never –
Oh, listen,
it's too little too late for the Vikings,
saying,
at least.
I'm not saying the dude doesn't put up numbers, but I'm saying that was not Scott's plan. Scott did not want Kirk Cousins, and you're a liar if you're saying that right now.
I wanted Josh Allen in the second round, but he went like third or fourth overall. I'm thinking, guys.
I was looking when I was looking at my draft position. I was just like, man, if I take him 8th overall, first round, people are gonna laugh. But guess what? I'm gonna do it. Like if I was there, I would have done it. Absolutely.
Yeah, someone got him 4th.
Yeah,
dude. I tell you this. I had a draft prior to the 24/7 Buffalo Pandemonium. I had it at 8, and it's a 2 quarterback league. I got Allen and Mahomes and Kelsey.
Oh my god.
I couldn't believe it. I still
awesome.
can't.
Yeah.
I still can't.
So
It's just unbelievable.
You just gonna trade bait one of those guys?
You know what? No, I think I'm going to hold it. And my running backs are decent too. I got Cam Akers, Montgomery, Etienne, Dobbins. I got some young guys that I think will get the ball. You know.
And the thing is, Swank, if both Allen and Mahomes are tearing it up, he's the one with Mahomes. No one else is going to tear it up.
Yeah,
except for the guy on his bench.
That's true.
Right.
I like that. I like that approach to things.
I can actually, because it's a 2 quarterback league, I can start both of them every single week.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Damn, never mind then.
Guys, the reason we're talking about this is 24/7 Buff Pandemonium actually has a fantasy football league going on. We drafted last night, last minute, and a lot of fun doing it. So you'll see us heckling each other all year. This is basically we're not doing it for the money because there's no money involved. We're not doing it for a little bit of bragging rights, but mostly so we can come on the show and heckle people. That's all.
Oh yeah, that's all it is.
Dude, week one, I got Scott.
Ooh,
there you go.
Ding ding ding.
Ding ding ding. Ryan
heavyweight
knows.
match, dude.
Hey guys, if you ever need any opinions, Ryan's the guy to go to. He's a wealth of knowledge as far as a lot of NFL players. So he's
I appreciate that, buddy.
He's a fantasy football guru. So
yeah,
not this week though. I'm going to make him look like someone
that's
that
just
started.
You're trying to psych him out right now. You're playing them and you're trying to psych him out.
I'm looking at the team, and there's some guys I like, but there's also some guys I wouldn't have drafted. We'll just leave it at that.
Well, listen here.
You're looking at your own team?
No, I mean some of my bench guys, but luckily they're my bench guys.
Right.
Here, let me read off my team here because I am wide receiver heavy, but this team might make a little bit of a run. I also I'm the guy that won't worry about defense or kicker in a standard league like this. I'll just wait until the waiver wires come. Whatever's the highest rated, I'll sub it in. So I'll probably do something like that before the end of the first week here. But I got Dak as my QB, Eckler as my running back, Dobbins as my second running back.
Good.
Lamb, Higgins for my wide receivers.
Not bad at all.
Ertz for my tight end.
Ertz came alive in Arizona. I'm telling you, without Hopkins there, he'll be all right.
Yeah. Brown, the Eagles Brown. No. For my flex. And then let's see, Dolphins D and Gould for my kicker. On my bench, Johnson from Pitt, which I think he's inconsistent.
Use him as trade bait.
I'm
telling you, somebody will grab
him. Yeah. Kirk, who I kind of do like in Jacksonville. I think he's paid too much, but whatever. Edmonds in Miami for a running back. Melvin Gordon the third. Who knew that?
That's not a bad pickup either, because the Miami head coach used Mostert and a bunch of running backs in the 49ers. So I think all those running backs are going to be like a Patriot type running back committee. Yep.
Melvin Gordon the third though, it's this dude's
he gets touches, Swank.
He does. He
He
does
gets
get touches.
and I got Javonte Williams as my running back in my other league, and I'm telling you, he's in a Russell Wilson offense. He loves his running back, so both running backs there will get touches.
All right. Myers, New England, wide receiver. Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, and that's
So when shit fell apart.
yeah, dude. Minnesota's like fucking second string or third string tight end, Smith Jr. there.
Now Irv Smith is a starter, and since they don't have Rudolph there, he might be pretty effective. He was injured last year with
Listen,
an
man,
ACL
offer me
injury.
a trade whenever you want. You can have
He
him.
was injured
What
with
do
an
you got?
ACL injury last year. He was pretty effective when he came in, so he might be their star there.
Listen, Cousins better throw him like 15 touchdowns this season. Then I'll
No,
believe
he's
you.
got to throw it to Jefferson. I've got him. Come on.
Much like the the take that I had about the Bills and the Rams, possible Super Bowl last year, could be the Super Bowl this year. I'm looking at my matchup with D. Scott Reed, and I'm thinking that these two teams, this might be the chip. I might call it. That this might. I think I'm looking around the league. I'm like, I like my chances. I like Scott's chances. It's a shame that we have to play week 1. Someone's always got to go.
But Ryan, you're already on the show, so there's no reason to suck up a little bit.
Well, no, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. I'm being honest.
All right.
Nick Chubb, Justin Jefferson, Travis Kelce.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then on my side of the coin, you got Jamar Chase, DeAndre Swift, Darren Waller.
Yeah.
Not bad. You know what I mean? It's both got studs.
Mm-hmm.
Got some studs.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, man. I'm going to tell you.
We're 50-50. That's crazy.
I'll see you in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
man.
Seeing the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Listen, we're gonna find some sort of. Hey, I got I'm 51% edge over here, man. Like, who am I playing? The Bills? Who's the Bills? Do you guys know? Rob Mullen, dude. Playing Rob Mullen. Oh God, he's got a way better team than me though. These projections.
51%. They still got to play the games.
Yeah,
It's a
dude,
whole
they
new
do.
season.
he's got Burrow, Cook, Williams.
Dude, I'm nervous. I'm realizing I'm starting Stafford and Akers tonight against my Bills.
Ooh.
So I hate that. I don't want that.
Listen, I mean, so
So
like, when
guys,
you- when
running
you do
backs,
that,
who's
though,
getting more
yeah.
points? Moss, Singletary, or Cook tonight?
Singletary.
I think Singletary, yeah.
I want to say that. I think we haven't seen what Cook's made of, and I think with playing against a 3-4 defense and having those outside linebackers on the edge, I think they're going to roast him with the screen plays and the circle routes and maybe even putting him in a slot. So
I'd love to see it. To see it.
So whoever's in our league, do not play James Cook.
Hey, don't play Josh Allen if you're in our league either.
Yeah, sit all the Bills and
There you
just
go.
trade some of them to me,
There you go.
Yeah, perfect. Might as well get rid of him.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Look, it's 7:34. I could sit here and talk with you all night leading up to 8:15 probably. But I think this is about a great time for us to say our goodbyes, hit our final thoughts, talk about where you can find us, and God, man, get ready for this goddamn game. So, Mr. Ryan Thomas, please tell everybody where they can find you. Tell them what you're up to. Tell them your final thought about today's game.
Final thoughts about tonight's game. I'm feeling this would be a great one, a great shootout where Josh Allen will prove once again that he'll go toe to toe with anyone. Name him, he'll go toe to toe to the final whistle. So I think this will be 34-30, as I mentioned. You guys can find my podcast, the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. It's available on all audio podcasting platforms as well as YouTube. I got a big UFC pay-per-view pre-fight show starting Saturday. So the fights are Saturday night, Saturday in the afternoon around 1 or 2. I'll be giving my fight picks, who I think is going to win, and preview the fights themselves. Of course, my post-game show will be on Sunday, wrapping up what I thought about tonight's game. So stay tuned for that. Facebook and YouTube.
Did I see somewhere you got an ex-UFC fighter joining you, or he joined you?
Yeah, I have a former
Okay.
UFC champion joining me at some point in the next week or so.
Wow.
I have one lined up, and then I have another one lined up potentially after that as well. So 2 former champs, 2 gents, 2 legends of the fight game coming on.
Nice, dude.
Can't wait.
Definitely happy for you, brother. I know
That's
you're in a
awesome.
wrestling background and you love that stuff. So
Sean McDermott does too.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I love it. I really love it. I love the Buffalo Bills, MMA, combat sports, boxing, and it's been a real fun ride. Obviously, getting the chance to hop on with you guys is always a pleasure too. So thanks for having me once again, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep, love you, brother.
Love you too. Super Bowl Scott.
Super Bowl Scott.
I got to change my name in fantasy because I didn't get digs. Anyways, final thought. Jared's not here, and I think I can express the feelings mutually with him. One game at a time. We're excited about a Thursday night football game. We're not excited about the 16 other games that are happening this season. Let's take one game at a time. Week 1, the first 4 weeks can tell a totally different story than the other 13 weeks. So let's take one game at a time. Let's represent. Let's be happy, sad. Things can be adjusted. Things can be done to make the season different if it doesn't end up the way we want it. But the Bills are going to start off hot, I hope. And let's just enjoy this ride right now. This next 4.5 hours is going to be pretty amazing. Get your beer, get your family, watch the Bills on national TV, and cheer loud as you can. My other point was going to be just get those rosters set. Because I know damn well 99% of the rosters out there have Josh Allen and Diggs on it, and maybe even Knox in that Bills defense. So get your roster set. You don't want to miss out on some big points coming from Buffalo this week.
I'll tell you what, if you got Gabe Davis right on that bench, you want to throw him into a flex position now, too.
Flex! I'm starting him over T. Higgins in my Dynasty League.
Hell yeah.
Oh, not in this league? Okay.
Not in this league, no, unfortunately.
I got T. Higgins in our league. Yes, well said. Great first episode back, season 2 of Sunday Sessions. Look forward to doing this at least 17 more times, probably 21 more times. It's a great time. Thank you guys so much for being here and supporting us. All the interaction and questions and comments and ball busting. We love you guys. Cherish this moment, man. The Bills are on the big stage. We've waited a long time for this kind of respect. So get your beers ready, get your food ready, get all your family and friends around. And, my wife and I are going to be screaming at the TV. I've turned my wife into a maniac. She is almost as big of a Bills fan as I am at this point. And I was joking with her because Mark Maddox at the Rager on Saturday came up with a nickname for her. He was calling her Chicken French.
Chicken French.
After my set, really quick story. After my set, with the first set with the Endless Mountain Derelicts, Mark was leaving, and I went over to say goodbye. And he was like, "You can sing." And Mark and I were busting balls all day, just going back and forth. And I said, "Yeah, a little bit." And he goes, "No, you can sing." And he goes, "But you didn't sing to your wife?" I said, "Mark, I wrote her a song." And he goes, "Yeah, not until a year later." And I said, "Mark, how long did you talk to my wife for today?" like Mark Maddox is just shooting the shit with my wife.
He knows when you guys met. He knows where you went on your first date. He knows what you bought her for her first Christmas together.
Well, the chicken French thing came up because you finally, after all this time, you cooked her chicken French for the first time, and it was killer, right? So she never had it made from Swank, and it was really good. So he's like, "What kind of milestones you guys reaching? Still married for how long?" And you just cooked the chicken French for the first time.
That Friday before the Rager, I was like, "We're gonna take a little time." I'm just, we've had a busy summer, and our puppies, he hasn't been doing too well and whatever, and just been kind of stressful and in good ways and bad ways. But I was like, "Yo, we're just gonna take this night," and I brought her flowers, and I was like, "I'll make dinner," and I make chicken French, and it is like a staple Swank meal. Like I can make artichoke and chicken French beautifully, and for whatever reason, I mean, we've been together 6 years or whatever, I've never made it for her. I've just never made it, and it popped in my head, and I made it, and it turned out really good. And I haven't made it obviously in a long time. And we're sitting there eating, and I look over, we hadn't said anything in a while, and her whole plate was gone, and I'm like, "Was it good?" And she goes, "I'm just trying to figure out what level I moved up in after 6 years of being with you, that you made me the most delicious thing you've ever made." I I was dying, man. We were laughing so hard.
It's the regular season Ranger patience,
That's
letting
what it
you,
is,
giving you
man.
the time and all this stuff. Hey, baby, thank you for that.
Wait till you get my cheesecake. Oh, God. But anyway,
All right.
we love you guys. Can't wait. Enjoy this game. You got the game thread going, Scooter McGooter?
I will have one up in about 25 minutes. There will be a live game thread going, guys. It's just type away on the
Hunt and
24/7
peck,
buff in the morning. Yep.
Love it.
Just type away.
Yeah. Go Bills, man.
Go Bills.
Let's start off 1-0, guys. It'd be a good statement for sure in the NFL. Go Bills.
Go.
1 week at a time.
Oh yeah. Good.
Well, if they can, Tua sucks.
This is a dangerous group that
Tua sucks. Stanford's gonna break his leg today. Anyways, love you guys. Just an accidental fall in the back of the knee by Ed Oliver for his potential third sack of the game. That's all. You know, I had a dream.